place. So this was the first person to be buried here, and he died in 1979, and March 1979. And we have 97 graves here, and out of 97, 2 of them. But after that, then the ANC bring the marbles, which after the security.
After the liberation.
Yeah. So this is Soga.
Died on the 4th of March 1977. University in the Edinburgh and so on, qualified and that became. So they're one of the first trained black intellectuals.
Yes.
So Joe Soga, that's where the surname is.
Yes.
Soga is from that family. There's a famous hymn now, this is sitting Alaku. What does this sitting Alaku mean? Honor your promise.
Yes.
Yes, it says to praying to God.
Yes.
Please honor your promise to look after Africa.
Yes.
Those are the language of it. It's written by Joseph.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a kind of second national anthem.
Yeah.
This is sitting Alaku.
Okay, we can.
Yeah.
Mr. President, how
No
do you
interview
feel?
nowhere.
Who died of malaria, we had different causes of death. And this is one of them, Elliot Maroga, who died in 1981. And Elliot Maroga was an animal lover. He used it to walk with his dogs. And near by these graves, there is a river which is called Ingerengere, which cross here. And one day he was moving across the river and he spotted a hippo in the river. And because of the other accidents, car accidents, some other is on the other side.
Maneno Twala is the son. He's there. And the father?
The same place.
And the grandson?
Is on the same side.
But President, did you know?
That's the story I was telling you about. It's the same story.
Yeah.
Maybe you must say President
Maybe, yes.
in 2 minutes.
No, he just told the story.
The other version.
The other
No,
version.
Elima Rokali, he called him Eddie, not Elliot.
Yeah.
This is an NK soldier. The MK soldier, these are the veterans, it's a Lutuli detachment. It's the first group. And you are right, Eli was really in love with animals. I was saying that when we were staying together in Lusaka, one of the things we used to do is to collect snakes. You'd go out in the bush there and collect snakes and put them in a brown bag. Yes. Because one of the colleges in Lusaka used to collect snakes. Yes. So you would collect snakes there and come home with us and bring the snake in this paper bag. So we go to sleep with the snake in the house. And you can imagine. And then in the morning we drive to town in the car, and Elias got the snake of his in the car, and as he says, he really in love of animals. Yes. And the hippo here was wounded. And that's why Eli walked up to it. He really wanted to comfort it. Just because he thinks it is such an animal lover, indeed you are right. So the hippo then attacked him. It's the same story I was telling you. It's actually, this is the man, Eli Maro. Yes, you did say it.
Yeah, Your Excellency, as I said, we have 97 graves here in Mazimbu settlement, and out of the 97, 2 of them were exhumed, and one of them is this one. The other one is next after this one.
Yes.
Yeah. So those 2 were exhumed, the next, the rest are intact.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
I wonder what did this.
The professor was briefing us earlier about some complaint with some general about the program in the country. At some point, these remains might be exhumed, and there's that, and apparently there's a strong complaint here that that is the cutting off an umbilical cord between the link of the South African struggle and the people of Tanzania. That these people here are actually at home. Yes. I wonder if the president has any...
I agree with that. I mean, that's these people are at home. Yeah. I mean, there's no home better than this home. So that's why I saw this. The first time I know that there was any exhumation here, 2004, because there was a policy. There was a policy of the movement against exhumations, because we know the history, the connection between us. We can't say to the people of Tanzania, like we have these graves here, to say we've come to take away these people. Why you taking them away? There's as much home as much at home here as there. And what statement are you making about the Tanzanians? When you say, when we take this body, you are saying to the Tanzanians, you are not part of us. I don't trust that you can look after these people. They are better off in our hands. How can you make a statement like that? We can't, not as ANC people. Maybe somebody else can. So that's why I'm surprised to find that there are these 2 exhumations. 2004, I don't know how it happened. It must have been the families. The position that was taken was that if then families said, my child, my brother, my whatever is buried in such and such a place, we the family would like that exhumation. What the movement would then do would help the family to identify where the grave is. But the responsibility, entirely the responsibility of the family. Because the movement would not take a responsibility like that. Soldiers, everywhere. You know, South Africa has got an area they called Commonwealth graves. These are graves of British, Australian, New Zealand soldiers who came and fought in the Anglo-Boer War. Because soldiers get buried where they fall. It's global. And the ANC took that position. But as I say, that we took the position that in the event that families might say, my child is buried here, I'd like to assume who would help to identify the grave. But it will be the responsibility of the family. It can't be the responsibility of the movement. And now you see the situation at home, in a sense to get worse. We brought in the state. Now it means people who died in the Second World War were buried in France, in North Africa, wherever. The families can now go to the state of South Africa and say, look, I want my bodies, my grandfather's body exhumed. And the state would have to do it, because they've just set the precedent.
The summer, 2 months old, and unakanyaga yote this time.
But as you can see, the graves for children were so many, and when they came here, it was so touching to see many of these children. And so they decided to make all the graves the same, so that even the graves we saw there, majority of them are for children. Yeah, if you read the dates, then you will see either 2 months, 3 months, maybe 5 months.
Yes.
Yeah, but they made all the graves to look the same, so that only if you find the detailed information that you can realize. But when you come here, you know for sure those for adults and these for children. Yeah, it's so touching. Yeah.
Why call children comrades?
Yeah.
Already.
You must ask the ANC that.
Haleluya, kaipata huyo kofa.
Yeah.
Piga.
Somebody must feed it.
And take care of it.
Yes.
That is the university. The professors promised to me.
He promised to look after it.
Yes, we trust you. Congratulate you for doing the group which have granted. It's very important. That was granted by Excellency.
Okay.
1996, and was inaugurated by the South African ambassador, Her Excellency Thandi Mujabera. And we have very strong words which sends a very clear message that these people who are laying down there was not, their cause was not for personal glory, neither for distinction, but for a noble cause of our time, the liberation of the people of South Africa and the entire community. Is very strong.
I'm very, very glad indeed. I must say thanks to the university, Kwenye University, for looking after this place. And indeed, I'm glad that we have the possibility to come and lay the reeds here to indicate our own respect for these people who are here, but also I think for the university, because the university plays a very critical role in the preservation of these graves and these tributes. And really, I want to say thank you very much for all of that. As I was saying, this is an extraordinary story which must be told for that humanity, so that it knows what Morogoro did, what Mazimbu did in Morogoro, to achieve this objective which is stated on that plaque. But thanks a lot, Vice Chancellor, and thanks a lot, Chancellor. It's really a very moving tribute. Thanks.